So funny.
Our second interest is to succeed. What does it take to succeed? What does it take for me personally to survive and to succeed? Can I legitimately be interested enough in the things that help me both succeed and survive? And here's what I discovered. The answer is yes. It's possible to exercise self-interest, but to do it in such a way that no one loses, everyone benefits. Key phrase. Life was not designed to give us what we need.
That what?
Life was designed to give us what we deserve.
Tell that nigga to relax, bro. I'm gonna send it to him.
We do not reap a harvest in the fall because we need it. We reap a harvest in the fall because we deserve it. Not necessarily from a moral standpoint. Of course, there are some moral laws.
Tell him I'm gonna send it. I just gotta set some things up, bro.
But just the basic laws that simply say if you wish to reap, you must plant. So jot this down. Reaping is reserved for the planters. And the reason they reap is because they deserve it. They're the planters. They deserve to reap. Interesting Bible phrase that says, if you keep knocking, you'll find open doors. Good phrase to jot down. If you keep knocking, you'll find open doors. Doors of opportunity. Doors of a chance to meet someone. Doors open for association. Doors open to find someone special. Doors open to find a unique business colleague. If you keep knocking, the phrase says, doors of opportunity are open to those who continually knock. So we don't find open doors of opportunity because we need them. We find them because we deserve them. Only those who knock deserve to find an open door. But the promise is, if you continually knock, you'll find doors of opportunity. It says, if you search, you will find. So make the note, it's good. Finding is reserved for the searchers because they deserve it. Now, at first they may have needed it, but they now know that just needing it is not sufficient. But if they need it, now they must qualify for it. The reason why you're going to be blessed with good ideas this weekend is because you've come searching. You've gotten on an airplane to come searching. You got in your automobile to come searching. You got here searching. Now you're ready to receive. And for those who search, they will find answers. They will find plans, imagination to stir yourself into action for future benefit. So if you search to find a good idea, you must go looking, go searching. You've got to go to church. You've got to go to class. You've got to go to the seminar. You've got to go to the library. You've got to go to the books if you wish to find. Rarely does a good idea interrupt you. Rarely. But if you will search, you will find. So we get not what we need, but we get what we deserve. It says if you ask, someone has an answer. If you keep asking, the answers belong to you, because by virtue of asking, you have qualified. So we don't get what we need, we get what we deserve. The mother on welfare should be taught in some small manner that hopefully she can begin deserving the welfare check. Not getting it because she needs it, but now starting to get it because she deserves it. If the welfare worker says to Mary, Mary, I brought a bucket of paint and a paintbrush, and the next time I come, if the door is painted and the fence here in front is painted, I give you the check for $450. Not that painting the door and painting the fence is worth $450. It's not worth that much, but it is the beginning of the process. So make that note. I want to begin the process of deserving. What would that be? What process should I begin engaging in to deserve good health, to deserve a good relationship, to deserve prosperity, to deserve an enterprise, to deserve the opportunity to build a city? What must I do to begin the process of deserving? So now the welfare worker comes back and the door is painted and the fence is painted. And now Mary gets the $450 to help take care of her children, not because she needs it, but because she's beginning to deserve it. Then the welfare worker thinks of some other project. She said, Mary, if these weeds are gone and this little garden is cultivated, when I come back, now that the door is painted and the fence is painted, if the weeds are gone and this little garden is cultivated, you get the $450. And step by step, a new life is emerging, learning the process of deserving it, not just needing. We teach our children at home, right? Child says, I need $10. So that language doesn't work here. There's plenty of money here, and the vaults are full. But to say I need $10 is not how you open the vault. So the child says what? Wow, how can I get that $10 that I need? So here's what they learn to say. How could I earn $10? Now the vault opens up. Now the money starts to flow. How could I earn $10? What could I do to earn the money? Not to get the money because you need it. Maybe you need the money. That's, all of us have needs. Here, the key is to figure out how to open the vault, how to open the bank, how to open this unbelievable flow of resources to come our way. And here's the key: to deserve it, not to need it. You can't walk out to the fields and say to the field, I need a crop.
So let's say you have to read an incredibly long email from your boss that you have to finish before the big meeting starts in 10 minutes. Or you're cramming for an exam the night before, but can't bear to keep your eyes open to read one more textbook chapter. Or you're reviewing a dense legal document that could change your life forever. Or you're proofreading your thesis one last time before you submit it to make sure there aren't any errors. No matter what you have to read, we could all use a second pair of eyes to help us retain information and put our best foot forward. Enter Speechify, a reading assistant powered by artificial intelligence and deep learning, and designed consciously for students.
Here's what the field says. Here's what the ground says. Who is this clown that brings me his need but brings me no seed? So jot that down. Take your seed to the marketplace, not your need. Don't disclose your need to the marketplace, only your willingness. We'll talk about that a little later today. Because the marketplace is not interested in your need, but they are interested in your seed. They're interested in your willingness to work. They're interested in your disciplines. They're interested in your eagerness. They're interested in your vitality and your work ethic. That's what the marketplace is interested in. Not your need, but your seed. Okay. We get what we deserve. Old Testament God says, if you'll move toward me, I'll move toward you. See, that's how you get those occasions to meet God. You must make the move. God could say, you don't move, I don't move. You say, well, that's arbitrary. Well, when you're God, you can make it that way. So, the law says if you wish to receive, now let's talk about enlightened self-interest. If you wish to receive, and we would call the wish to receive self-interest. But if it's enlightened self-interest, here's what it says. I understand that in order to receive, I must give. Receiving is reserved for those who give. Receiving is not reserved for those who need it. It's reserved for those who deserve it. We deserve the receiving by giving. In fact, there's an extraordinary phrase in this little context, and here's what it says. It's better to give than it is to receive. Now, the uneducated person would find that difficult to ponder. Why would it be better to give than it is to receive? So let me give you one of the better phrases for the day. Here it is. Giving starts the receiving process. So of course it's better to give than it is to receive. How much receiving do you wish? You must start the giving process. For me to receive my additional fortunes for the future, not necessarily for the money, because I don't need the money. I take the money, but I don't need the money. But here's what I do need. For someone to say a year from now, 5 years from now, Mr. Rohn, that seminar helped to change my life. And for whatever reason, I was brought here to this place for this time.
Facts.
Later, someone says that. See,
that's going to be so
that
easy.
Kind of thanks. It's unbelievable. Here's what you cannot buy. That kind of thanks. You can't buy it with money. You have to
deserve it. All right, guys, we're going to start up in 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Go in your group chats and let everyone know that Mornings with Nano is live. Spread the word. Go in your group chats, go in your Telegrams, iMessage, Discords. Go everywhere and let your people know that Mornings with Nano is live, guys. It is live, and we will be getting started in 2 minutes, guys. Spread the word.
Now, let's expand a little further now. It's called the law of riches and wealth. In our own self-interest, if we wish to be rich and wealthy and prosperous and healthy and all the valuable things we can think of for the human experience, how could we get there? It's understanding the law of enlightened self-interest and the law of deserving. The question was asked in the Bible, how can we be great? What is the key to greatness? Great wealth, great return, great accolades, trophies to put on the mantle above the fireplace. How can we get great respect, great riches, great abundance for ourselves? How can we get that? And the answer was given, and here was the answer. Find a way to serve. Find a way to serve the many. So I paraphrase it to read this. Service to many leads to greatness. Service to many leads to greatness. Someone says, well, about the best I can do is take care of myself. That's okay. Self-care, has its own reward, but it's very limited. Somebody says, I can't be worried about other people's problems. I got enough problems of my own. That's okay. Self-defense is okay. Self-preservation is okay, but it has a very limited reward. If you wish to change that into abundance, prosperity, and uniqueness, then here's what you must do. Help solve other people's problems. Help find answers for someone else, not just for yourself, but for someone else. And in that kind of service, you now begin the process of greatness. Someone asked the question, how can I be ruler over many? How could I manage a lot of people? How could I be the leader of a vast movement or enterprise? Here was the answer. Nothing wrong with that wish. We call that self-interest of the highest kind. Wishing to be the manager, the ruler, wishing to be presiding over many people. Here was the answer. Be faithful when the amounts are small. Be faithful when there's just a few. Be disciplined when there's only a few. That starts to entitle you to someday be ruler over many. You say, well, if I had a big organization, I'd really run it with a strong hand and I'd be a fabulous leader. But I've only got a few and I don't know where they are. See, that's not going to work. If you wish to preside over riches, you must start when the amounts are small. Someone says, oh, if I had a fortune, I'd really take good care of it, but I've only got a paycheck. I don't know where it goes. See, not knowing where it goes disqualifies you now for presiding over the fortune. We've all heard that, right? I don't know where it all goes. Did you ever hear that expression? Oh, we'd love to have you run the company. You don't know where it all goes. Somebody says, it just gets away from me. Oh, we'd love to have you run the world, right? It just gets away from you. Somebody says, it's only pennies and it's only a few. Here's where you begin to qualify for abundance and riches and greatness and respect, is to be disciplined when the amounts are small. Someone finds it unique, right, that this many people would come and hear what I've got to say for a whole weekend. But this is not where I started. I started with just a few, but I was so on fire with the few, trying to translate for them in my awkward ways back then what had happened to me. My life got changed, my income got changed, my health got changed, everything got changed for the better. And now I've lived the most extraordinary life, but it started with my passion for just a few, to translate for just the few.
All right, amazing. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Grand Rising, familia. Hope everybody's having a blessed morning filled with a lot of love and appreciation and a lot of just abundance in general, guys. I'm feeling amazing this morning. I feel so aligned. Just finished my book, The Leader Who Had No Title. And you know, when you finish your book, I don't know about you guys, but it's such a fulfilling feeling, right? When you finish a book, because, you know, a lot of us, especially very early on in the journey, I see you guys, big smiles in the chat. Yes, big smiles always. At the beginning of my journey, one of the things that held me back the most, there was one habit that was holding me back the most, and it was my habit of starting things and never finishing them. Right? I would start things and wouldn't finish them. You know, I would start reading books and then I would leave them halfway read because I would find the next group or I would find the next book. And, you know, over time, I noticed that my one of the habits, that starting things and not finishing them, that was the habit that was holding me back. So I started to commit to everything that I did, I would finish it. It didn't matter. Look, there was, when I knew I got tested, there was this book that I got recommended. And look at how life works. The book sucked for like it was like a 250-page book. And when I tell you that the book was such a boring read for like the first 150 pages, believe me, like it was like a test to see if I was really going to finish it. But I sat my butt in that chair and I read it, even though it was boring. But you know what? After those 150 pages, the last 100 pages were great. Like, they were such good pages. Okay, like I learned so much from that book that it was so valuable. And, ever since then, I've literally committed that everything that I start, I always finish. So, today I finished this book. This is my first book of 2022. My goal this year is to read at least 20 to 25 books this year, a good solid 20 to 25 books, which will be amazing. And, I'm just excited and blessed, and, I'm looking forward to it. I learned a lot from it. Usually what I do is I read the books and then I reread through them as fast as I can, especially what I highlighted and everything. But, I'm going to be able to read you guys a lesson that I learned from it today. The last one, it's one of the last lessons that he taught in the book. And I think that you guys can really learn a lot from it. But before we get that started, let's go into the chat boxes and let's put in the chat what is one thing that we are grateful for this morning on this beautiful Thursday morning, January 27th at 9:21 in the morning. What are we grateful for this morning? I'm grateful for God. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my mom, my dad, my little brother. I'm grateful for my goddaughter, Dariana. I'm extremely grateful for my team, my leadership dynasty. I'm extremely grateful for everything that is happening in my life at this very point in time. Okay, extremely grateful. Keep typing in the chat box what you're grateful for. Amazing. Grateful for the whole Mornings with Nano community. Grateful for Jasmine. Grateful for Sana. Grateful for Sati, who's in here. Agradecida por ti. Grateful for all my mentors. Grateful for my journal. Grateful for my peace. Grateful for everybody that loves me and appreciates me. Grateful for those who don't like me, sending them love, right? Extremely grateful for my creative director, my brother Adam. Grateful, just extremely grateful for everything, and we're about to take over the world, family. So I'm thankful. So I'm grateful for our immune system, absolutely. Okay, extremely, extremely grateful. So go in your chats one last time, guys, and let them know. Go in your chat and let everybody know that the call is live. Set it up over here. Amazing. So let's talk about it. So today's topic is SHINE. Okay, now it's an acronym, so I want you guys to just write it out. Write out SHINE. S-H-I-N-E. That is today's acronym. SHINE. All right, that is what we're going to be going over here today. So spread the word in your chats. Let everybody know that Mornings with Nano is live. And today's call is going to be about a topic called SHINE. Now, it is an acronym. Okay, and in the book, the leader who had no title, okay, this individual is being mentored by 5 people. Okay, so put yourself in the shoes of the main character. The main character is someone who has been struggling with life, has been struggling with his business, with everything that's going on right now in his life. And then he finds a mentor that knew his father, grew up with his father, okay, and is extremely successful and wants to help this guy. Okay. Now, what he does to help him is he offers him personal mentorship, but what he also does is he takes him to 4 other friends. Okay. And each friend has a different lesson for that person. Each mentor has a different lesson for him. Okay. And the way they teach him the lessons is through acronyms. Okay. They literally teach him the lessons through acronym. So like one of them is image, the other one, can't remember off the top of the head, all of them, but I know that there's a bunch of great acronyms. One of them is Spark, one of them is Image. I know it's Spark, Image, and then the last one is Shine. The first one, can't remember what it was. I should do lessons on all of them, honestly, because they're good acronyms, and that's how they would teach them things. They would teach them things through acronyms, right? Spark is a good one, Image is a good one, but the last one was Shine. Okay. And I want to be able to teach you guys the last and final lesson that he taught him in the story. And I don't want to mess it up for you guys because I know some of you guys are probably going to read it. But I want to talk about SHINE, and each letter stands for something. And this was the last and final lesson that he taught him, before he, departed and, let him go on his way. So each letter stands for something, and I want you guys to write this down. Extremely valuable lessons here. All right. Now, let's talk about it. The S, all right, stands for see. It stands for see it clearly. All right. That's what the S stands for in SHINE. The S stands for see it clearly. Okay. So this is what he says. All right. And I'm going to read it to you guys, and then I'm going to break it down to you guys. Right. He says the S will remind you to see clearly. Okay. Leadership has so much to do with perceiving your conditions and circumstances clearly. Every one of us has flaws in our perception. Every one of us has a natural tendency to see through our blind spots and limiting beliefs. Often we see situations through eyes of fear versus through the lenses of opportunity. And so these flaws, I guess that what I'm suggesting to you, Blake, each is that we each have areas where what we think we see is not actually what we are seeing. but it's rare individual who has done the inner work required to develop the self-awareness to recognize their misperceptions of reality. We are blind to our blind spots. We see the world not as it is, but as we are. And we don't know what we don't know. So basically, the S means see it clearly. All right. And what I mean by that, and what he wants to explain with this concept and with this specific lesson right here, is that there's situations that happen in our lives, and due to the fact that we're not seeing it clearly, some of us are looking at the situations in our lives from lenses filled with fear instead of lenses filled with opportunity. Okay. Some people say it's lagging. Let me see. Is it lagging over here, guys? Are you guys good? It was? Okay. Click live again. No, it was good. Okay. All right, good now. My bad if it lags. Sometimes I guess it just does its thing. All right, my bad if it was lagging, guys. But like I said, the S, and these are good acronyms to remember, because remember, if you could remember this acronym, it can really help you, remind yourself of certain things. And, for example, the S, and this is something great for you guys to teach, right? A lot of us don't see it clearly. Okay. There's a lot of us in here that do not yet see where we're going clearly, because look at what he said. He says, every one of us have flaws in our perception. What is perception? The way we view things. It's our point of view. He says, every one of us has a natural tendency to see through our blind spots and limiting beliefs. Often we see situations through eyes of fear versus through lenses of opportunity. Okay. So sometimes we can allow, sometimes we allow certain situations that happen in our life, to bring fear into our lives. We fear what's going to happen next. We fear if we're actually going to be able to be successful in life. We fear these things, and sometimes we live a life filled with fear instead of a life filled with opportunity. So what's the message behind this? The message is that some of us might not be seeing it clearly right now. And in order for us to want to get to where we want to get to, you got to be able to see it clearly. Because, I have certain friends of mine, that are in the business of network marketing, and, they see how I am. They see how committed I am to my goals. And just recently I had one of them, talk to me, and he said, bro, how is it that, 4 years in, bro, you still see it? Like, how is it that, you're still pushing so hard? You still wake up early. You still do these things. Like, what is it? What is it that you're doing that is causing this to happen? Like, and I told him, I said, bro, I just have a different perception of things. My perception is different. I look at all of these things that happen in my business, in my life, as opportunities. None of this brings fear to me. I'm not scared of failure. I'm not scared of adversity. I don't fear obstacles. I don't doubt the fact that I'm going to get to where I said I was going to get to, because I made a promise to my family. I made a promise to the whole Mornings with Nano family. I made a promise, all right, to the kids that I'm going to have 5-10 years from now. I made a promise to those individuals. So who am I to allow a little failure? All right. Who am I to allow a little obstacle down the road to stop me? You feel me, guys? This is something that's bigger than me. So you got to see it clearly, regardless of what it is that you go through. Regardless of where you are in your journey, you go and see it clearly. You said you wanted that house. You said you wanted that rank. You said you wanted to put your family in a better position. no matter what happens in between, you still see this clearly. This is what you want. That always stays clear in your mind, and it can never, ever, ever fade, because that's what you want. It's like when we talked about this week at the beginning of the week, right? What did we say? We love it here. I love it here. And remember, what God is doing is he is preparing us here before we can go there. The only reason he hasn't taken us there is because we're not prepared yet. If he takes us there and we're not prepared, we're going to fail. You understand this? So the reason why we're here right now is because we're in preparation mode. I had a conversation with my leaders yesterday afternoon. I had a conversation with them. I said, guys, the months of, listen to this. The months of January to March are the seasons of development. This is the season of development right here. From January to March is the season of development. This is when right now you want to be developing yourself. You want to be working to become the best version of yourself. You want to learn a new skill set. You want to master your morning routine. You want to get rid of the fears. You want to get rid of the doubts, okay? You want to put yourself in a position of developing yourself, because the season in business really starts in March and it goes up until the end of November. Okay, so the season is usually from March to end of November, beginning of December. Okay, that is where it all comes from. Okay, and I want you guys to understand that this is so important. So important. Right now, we are in the season of development. That's where we're at right now. Season of development. And once you understand that, all right, your whole life will change. Your whole entire life will change. Because now you understand, because look, and I want you to know this, okay? And I want you to really, really understand this. This is so important, okay? From January to March, you're gonna make sure that you develop yourself. Now, those who develop themselves from January to March, they'll have a great season. Understand that. They have a great season for sure, because they develop themselves now. But for those that slack off between January and March, they will live the rest of the year trying to catch up to everybody else, because you went into the season unprepared. So you're going to spend the rest of the season trying to prepare yourself to have a good year. But guess what? You'll spend the rest of the year preparing instead of actually working. Remember this from experience. I've done both. I've started my year and I developed myself to the best of my ability from January to March. I did everything I could. I ran hard. I worked on myself. I developed myself. And guess what? The rest of the season was amazing for me. March to December were great for me. My business grew. I grew as a leader. I traveled. Everything happened. Now, when I took my season of development for granted and I didn't take it serious and all I did was sleeping, I didn't do my routine, I didn't read the books, I didn't write my goals down, I didn't jump on Mornings with Nano, I spent the rest of the year trying to catch up. I spent the rest of the year trying to get back into the groove of things. All right? I spent the rest of the year doing that. Okay? I literally spend the rest of the year doing that. Okay? So what I want you all to understand is this, okay? Let me just paste this for the YouTube here so that people could join, because for some reason my live is not good today. Join the YouTube, guys, right there. I put the link there. Join the YouTube. But you got to understand that if you plan on having a good 2022, okay, what you're doing from January to March is what's going to determine how the rest of 2022 goes for you, to be 100% real with you. So if you've been slacking, if you haven't been consistent with that morning routine, if you haven't been reading those books, you haven't been stepping out of your comfort zone, you fell back into your habits of 2021, I'm telling you right now, let me be the first one to tell you, you will not be happy with how your 2022 goes if you take these first 3 months for granted. Let me be the one to remind you, and let me be the one to tell you it. If you are comfortable right now and you're not waking up early, you're not reading, you're not journaling, your morning routine is not on point, you're not promoting yourself on your social media, you're not building that closer relationship with God. If you're not doing that, it's going to be a hard year for you. I'm telling you right now. Let me be the one to tell you this. Let me be the one. Get serious about this year. Stop playing around with your potential. Get uncomfortable. Read the books. Listen to the audios. Build that relationship with your creator. Okay? Get on a run. Because honestly, this is all we got. And this is how you get to see the vision clearly for all of 2022. All right? And that goes into the S when it comes to shine, which is see it clearly. Okay? Now, the H. The H reminds you that health is wealth. The H, okay, reminds you that health is wealth. This is what he says. The H will remind you that health is wealth. I just want you guys to listen to this because when I read this, this hit me like a ton of bricks. He says, I mentioned the importance of exercising and staying physically strong earlier. Peak health is like a tent pole. It lifts up everything else in your entire life. Get your health to its highest state and every other area. From your ability to think clearly during stressful times to your performance levels and moods. Get pulled up with it. Health is one of those things we take for granted until we lose it. And those who sadly spend 24/7 trying to get it back. If you lose your health, and I pray you never do, nothing else will be more important as to trying to reclaim it. Makes me think of the old proverb. When we are young, we sacrifice our health for our wealth. But when we become old and wise, we become willing to sacrifice every bit of our wealth for just a day of good health. And if you don't believe me on that point, Blake, when you are done today, on your way home, stop by a hospital. Walk into the terminal ward where people lie on their deathbeds and ask any one of them what they would give for an extension of their lives. Ask them what they'd give for just one day of excellent health. I'm sure they'll tell you that they give everything they have. If you lose your health, you lose everything. Don't ever let that happen to you. Wow. When I read that, it was like a smack in the face because, you know, we all sometimes take our health for granted because our health is something, if you think about it, it comes for us for free. Right? It's something that we unconsciously already have. So, you know, we eat all this junk food. We put all these nasty things on our bodies. We do all these things, and some of us don't even like going to the gym. And that's including me. Like, I'm in this with you guys. And this right here is so powerful. I'm telling you guys right now, I know so many people that if they could go back, okay, to their 20s, to their teens, they will do it all over again and they will make better health decisions. Okay. So what I need you all to understand is, okay, let me see. I like that, Danye. If you were only promised one car for your entire life, how good would you take care of it? Now, how much more valuable is your body? That's a fact. So, and somebody on IG said, I had 5 strokes and I'm 56 years old, 7 surgeries. God bless you, Wilma. God bless you, and I pray for more health and more wealth for you. Family, it's time to change. It's time to change. You guys heard me the other day. I said I'm working on developing better health habits, better eating habits, getting into the gym more, working out more, doing things that help me become a better version of me. You see, guys, where I live right now in Miami, I live in a building where I'm probably the youngest person in the building. Everyone that lives in this building is retired in their 50s and their 60s. And you know what I notice about these people? They live on the beach, but they're always outside getting sun. They're always walking, working out, swimming. I noticed that a lot of these, higher vibrational individuals that live the life of financial abundance and freedom, they all work out. They all, like, when I go to the gym in the morning, there's only 60-year-olds there. There's literally only 50 and 60-year-olds. When I'm on my way to the beach, there's people swimming in the pool. When I'm on the beach, there's people walking, meditating, getting sun at the beach. And what I noticed is I'm like, yo, these are successful people. These are people who've already lived their lives. These are people who already ran their businesses and they're retired. And living here has been such an eye-opener for me because I noticed that I have a chance now to learn from them. I need to be doing what they're doing now in their 60s. I need to start doing that now. Working on my health now. Working out now. Making sure that I take a huge account for what I'm eating on a day-to-day basis. Listen to what he says. He says, when we are young, we sacrifice our health for our wealth. But when we become old and wise, we become willing to sacrifice every bit of our wealth just for one day of good health. Think about that. That is so powerful right there. When we are young, we sacrifice our health. We forget to eat. We forget to sleep. We eat all the bad things. We sacrifice our health just to get the wealth. Just to get the wealth. We sacrifice all of our health. Okay? But when we get old and wise, we realize that we'll sacrifice all of our wealth just for one day of good health. So you know what that tells all of us listening right here? Is take your health very serious. If there was a year that you want to take your health more serious, let this be that year. And you know why some of us don't take it serious? Let me tell you why. Because we could eat that burger and we'll be good today. We'll be good tomorrow. We can eat that burger. We could drink all the alcohol. We could eat all that fast food and nothing happens to us today. But remember, there's something called the compound effect. And over time, that compound effect will work against you and it'll catch up to you. And that's what I said. I'm changing the way I eat. I'm eating healthier, no junk food. I don't care if it costs me more money for my groceries. I'd rather pay more for solid and organic food than to eat junk food from the streets and things that are not going to help me at all. Honestly, I had a great conversation with, one of the individuals that jumps on Mornings with Nano. Pretty sure her Instagram is Vegan Fit. And she just sat there and gave me so much value yesterday on things I should be eating and the things I should replace out of my diet, and just explaining to me. She even sent me a chart. She gave me, documentaries I should watch for my health, like so many great things. Okay. You got to understand, guys, that this is what it takes right here. Limit the alcohol, limit the junk food, limit the things in your life that are going to put your health in jeopardy. Trust me, you will be so thankful that you took your health serious now. Because if I could go back to when I was 18 years old, I would, and start changing my health habits there. But guess what? I'm 27 now, and all I can do is work on what I can do moving forward. Okay? From now on, moving forward, my health is going to be a top priority in my life. Literally. My health will be a top priority in my life because, like I said, when we are young, we sacrifice our health for wealth. But then when we get older and more wiser, we will sacrifice all our wealth for just one day of good health. And that's important, family. So the H is health is wealth. The I stands for inspiration matters. Okay, inspiration matters. All right, we have 10 minutes left and we're done. The I stands for inspiration matters. He says, listen to this. A day without feeling inspired is a day that you haven't fully lived. You need to refill your well of inspiration every day because the challenges of life will drain you every day. How can you inspire your teammates at work and energize your customers to buy from you if you are uninspired and you de-energize yourself? You always want to do whatever it takes to be the most inspired person in the room. Inspiration matters. Every day you got to wake up inspired. Understand this. You have to wake up inspired every day because it's so true. Listen to what he says. He says, the challenges of life will drain you. Okay? We can all agree in here that the challenges that we face on a day-to-day basis are draining. The challenges that we faced in 2021 were draining. Okay? But he said, how can you inspire your teammates at work and energize your customers to buy from you if you are uninspired and lack energy every day? He says, all right, what are some suggestions to improve your inspiration? How can you get more inspired? He said, listening to music you love inspires you. Associating with interesting people who love being remarkable, ethical, and original will also fuel your passion. Communing with nature is yet another effective way to get your creative fire burning and keep you excited about achieving great things at work. Right? Listen to what he says. Whenever I get a chance, I head out to the countryside. Walking alone in the woods is like a miracle cure for the stress of this city. That, you see, the woods for him is what the beach is for me. Me going to the beach is one of the most peaceful experiences in the world for me. Okay. I don't know if you guys believe in astrology, but I'm a Gemini sun, all right? But moon and rising sign, I'm a Pisces, which is a water sign, okay? And it makes so much sense as to why I'm so attracted to water, why I love being next to the water. Okay, the water is like, and remember, we are, 70, 80% made of water. Okay. And what I want you guys to understand is this. Okay. Me going to the beach is the most peaceful and most inspiring thing in the world for me. Seriously. I love going to the beach. I love going to the park. I love being by the river, by a pond, under a tree. There's nothing more, like CJ said, more invigorating than being able to do that stuff. Honestly. Trust me. This is so important for you guys to understand. That's why when I made the decision to move to Miami, I made the decision to move on the beach. The beach is my happy place. The beach is my place of peace. When I visualize myself in the future, I visualize myself living on the beach. Yes, I have this penthouse on the beach, great, but like I want to have a villa on the beach. Like literally, that's my front yard. Like when I walk out, that's my front yard right there, boom, or my backyard, right on the beach. That's me. I love that. Being able to watch the sunrise and the sunset. But you got to understand, you give off Pisces vibes. Yes, I have a lot of Pisces in me, but I'm a Gemini at heart. Okay. So you got to understand that you got to find inspiration. You'll see me. We go dream building all the time where I go and look at cars. I go on YouTube sometimes and I just look up mansions and villas and penthouses all over the world that I want to live in. I always look for things that inspire me. Always. Because I got to continue to keep myself inspired through everything. This is so important. All right. So live a life of inspiration. Because understand that when things get turbulent in business and in life, you got to have something that inspires you. So yes, I go through things. Somebody said their birthday is June 1st. My birthday is June 1st too. So I haven't met many people that have the same birthday as me, but I love to watch the rain over the distance on the ocean. Yes, that's so beautiful as well. But when we have turbulent times in life and in business, okay, you got to understand that you got to find a place of inspiration. May 21st, let's go. Yeah, we got a few Geminis in here. It's awesome. I'm June 1st. You got to find it, okay? You got to find a way to get replenished and re-inspired and go back to work so you can be able to be stronger, more creative, and far more accelerated. Super important. All right, that's the I. The N is not to neglect your family. Don't neglect your family. He says the N is neglect, not your family. Your loved ones matter. He said, what's the point of being super successful, as I sense we will soon all be, but ending up completely alone? He said, a lot of those billionaires I mentioned when you first got here spend a lot of their lives solo in their spectacular mansion. What's the point of that? A huge amount of joy can be found in cultivating beautiful relationships with your family and friends. At the end of the day, Blake, you don't really need that much to be really happy. Work you can be proud of, food on the table every night, wonderful health, and people you love. A solid foundation at home sets you up for strong and solid results at work. Feeling cared for and loved by your family is such a powerful accelerator for your leadership and personal success. Neglect not your family, guys. Don't neglect your family. Understand that that's such a powerful thing right there. Build solid relationship with your family. You know, sometimes I shed tears randomly because of the relationship I have with my mom, with my little brother, with my dad, with some of my friends. Me and my mom, we talk every day. Every day. My mom can't go to sleep until she talks to me. She needs to hear my voice and know that I'm good. My mom is the only person that calls me to check in on me. The only person in the world the only person that calls to see how I'm doing. The only person. Think about that. When I'm sick, she calls me 5 times a day. How you feeling, Papi? How's everything? The relationship I've been able to build, like that right there, it means like I even tear up a little bit. Like I feel my eyes getting water even talking about it because it's so powerful. And I know some of us may not all have that from our parents, but if you have somebody in your life that you love and you appreciate, love them. Love them. Appreciate them. Show them love. For my mom's birthday, I wrote her a beautiful post on Instagram, and I wrote it in Spanish because I didn't care if anybody didn't understand it. All I cared was that she read it. That post was for my mom. I wanted her to see. I wanted her to hear it because of everything that she's done for me and for being that person in my life, bro. The only person. And I know we have mothers in here that are the same with their kids. And I want you all to know, for all the mothers, regardless of how sometimes, it might seem like we get annoyed and that you guys are looking out for us, never stop doing it for my mothers out there. Trust me, mothers, we appreciate that so much. It does not go unnoticed. And my father is the same way. My father is the exact same way. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate that, guys. Send a message to your mom and your dad telling them how much you appreciate them. Whoever that person is in your family, send them a message. Tell them that you appreciate them. Okay? And even if you don't have your mom and dad anymore and you maybe lost them, whatever it was, send them love, send them a prayer. Let them know that everything that's happening right now is for them. Trust me, they're here in spirit. Okay, guys, I don't know anybody's situation here. Okay, but what I do say is that if you have somebody in your life that you love and that you appreciate them, make sure that they know that, fam. Okay, and that's what the N in S.H.I.N.E is. Neglect not your family. And then the E stands for elevate your lifestyle. All right, elevate your lifestyle. What does that mean? He says this. He says the moral of the story was that at the end of the day, all the things we spend the best days of our lives chasing really don't matter that much. All we really need once our lives get to the end doesn't amount to much more than the 6 feet of soil that will cover us. What truly counts then is what we leave behind. What I'm really encouraging you to think about is your legacy. I'm inviting you to consider how you want to be remembered when you're no longer here. The great and glorious legacy of a human being is to live a life of purpose. That is what it's all about. It's what we live behind. This stuff, this condo, the cars, the clothes, the jewelry, none of it matters, fam. All that will matter when you're gone is the impact that you left in other people's lives, the inspiration, the example that you set in other people's lives is what will make all the difference, guys. The E is for elevating your lifestyle. When you follow the S, the H, the I, and the N, you will elevate your lifestyle to new levels that you never thought you could. but you got to stay true to it. And you can't allow yourself to fall into the society way of doing things. The way we are taught to view things, the way we are taught to praise these certain celebrities and materialistic things, and thinking that the materialistic things is what's everything. No, that's not everything. It's not. If some of you guys won't even believe me, but 70% of the designer things that I own were gifts to me. I've never, ever, ever been one to live this life of materialistic and designer stuff. Until my family isn't good, I don't deserve designer. Honestly. How am I going to be wearing Gucci, but my mom is wearing Tommy Hilfiger? How am I going to be wearing Louis Vuitton sneakers, but my mom is wearing Skechers? You understand what I'm saying? Some of us will buy a nice gift for our girlfriends and our boyfriends, but you wouldn't buy a nice gift for your mom and your dad. Just to flex, just for the picture on Instagram. My mom prefers Skechers. My mom too, low key. She loves them. They're more comfortable, I guess, right? But it's perspective, though. It's perspective, okay? Remember, life is all about the legacy that you leave behind, not the materialistic things that you buy for people, okay? It's so important that you guys understand this stuff. Elevate your lifestyle by inspiring others, by taking care of your health, by seeing it clearly. And I'm forgetting one. The S is for seeing it clearly. Health is wealth. Live a life of inspiration. Neglect not your family, and that will elevate your lifestyle right there. Trust me. This is going to be the way that we elevate our lifestyle to a new level. And remember that lesson, shine. S, see it clearly. H, health is wealth. I, inspiration for others. N, neglect not your family. And E, elevate your lifestyle. It's okay. Live a good life. Buy the nice things. But before you do so, make sure that your family's good. Not saying not, you could wear Gucci, you could wear Louis Vuitton, you could buy all the cars, you could wear all the jewelry, because I'm gonna do it. But before I do it, I gotta make sure that my family is good. Then I'll do it, because I can't enjoy all those fruits of my labor if my family is not enjoying them first. Because without them, none of this will be possible. And without God giving them health and bringing them into my life and allowing them to birth me, none of it would be possible. So first, I give all the glory to God. And then I got to make sure that my parents are good. And then goes me. And then goes me. My sister Katie Brown texted me last night, told me something so beautiful that literally I will never forget. She said, "Nano, all the compliments that you receive throughout the day, I want you at the end of the night to create a bouquet of the compliments that you receive from people throughout the day, and create a bouquet of those compliments and give them to God every night." People could say how great of a leader you are, how amazing you are, how successful you are. All these compliments that you get every single day, take them with you. And at the end of the night, remember them, create a bouquet of flowers, and give them all to God. And that'll always keep you humble. Give all the glory to God always. And I'll never, ever forget that advice. Never, ever. For as long as I live, that will be one of the advices that she gave me that I will always, always, always stick with me. That was so powerful. Because I do get a lot of compliments throughout the day. I do get a lot of things throughout the day, you know, praise. But in reality, I'm gonna take those flowers, I'm gonna take that bouquet, and every night, just give it to God. And that's what it's all about right there, fam. So that is today's lesson, guys. Shine. I'm so thankful. I'm so blessed that every single one of you guys got a chance to learn something today. And remember, guys, the stuff that I teach you guys is life lessons. You guys know what you have to do with your business. I'm talking to you about life on these calls, real life stuff about your health, about your families, inspiration, seeing it clearly. Okay. I'm here to be somebody that speaks life into you. The rest, the business stuff, we'll develop that. But life is what we need to learn because we're in the game of life, not in the game of business. Business is just a part of our life, but we're in the game of life. And that's what I will teach you guys always is life, because that's what's going to help you live a better life. All right, fam. So if you guys got value from this, like this video, subscribe to my channel if you already haven't. New podcast episodes is out. All right. Can you drop her at, please? Yes. I would love for you guys to follow her as well. She would love that. Her Instagram, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, is at Katie like this Brown. If somebody that knows her and follows her can correct me, but that's her Instagram, if I'm not mistaken. I told her I'm gonna have her on Mornings with Nano. I'm gonna bring her on Mornings with Nano. I'm pretty sure her Instagram is Katie, KAITTY Brown, BROWN, Katie Brown. I'm pretty sure is her Instagram. If it's not two T's, it's one T. Okay, Katie Brown. Give her a follow. She will be on Mornings with Nano very, very soon. Show her love, show her appreciation. Let her know I gave her a shout out. Katie_Brown. Is that what it is? Yeah, that's what it is right there, guys. Katie_Brown with two T's. Follow her, send her love, like her pictures. Let her know that the Mornings with Nano family appreciates her for the message that we sent her, that she sent me last night. All right, so let me just confirm with you guys right here. I'm gonna bring it up on my IG. Okay, so we can give her a follow, show her love for her amazing. Yeah, it's Katie Brown. She has 15.7K followers. Katie Brown. Katie_Brown. Give her a follow, show her some love in her pictures. All right, tag her. We're gonna have her on Mornings with Nano very soon. All right, like this video, guys. If you haven't, like it. Let's get it to at least 300 likes. I appreciate you guys so much for all your love, all your appreciation. Quick prayer before we go, and we'll run it up. Quick prayer. Father God, thank you so much for blessing us with yet another beautiful day filled with your abundance and filled with your grace. Today, we just want to thank you, God. We don't want to ask for anything today, God. We just want to thank you. We want to thank you for your presence. We want to thank you for our health. We want to thank you for our families. We want to thank you for the inspiration that you provide us with on a day-to-day basis. Thank you for everything that you do for us every single day. Thank you for the energy. Thank you for the good people that you've put into our lives. Thank you for this community. Thank you for our lives. Thank you for everything that's coming for us. We can't even put into words how many things we are grateful for this morning, God, but we just want you to know that we are living in a state of gratitude today. More importantly, God, so continue to bless us, continue to guide us, and we are just extremely, extremely thankful for everything that you do for us every single day, and we will continue to work. We will continue to lead by example. We will continue to serve our purpose on this earth, because we have to be the change that we want to see in the world, and it starts with us. So thank you for guiding us. Thank you for the wisdom. Thank you for everything that you do for us each and every single day. Thank you for sitting on these calls with us on Mornings with Nano and being a light of wisdom and being a presence that is felt each and every single day on these calls. We thank you so much. We love you so much. In your name we pray, Jesus. Amen. Okay. Amen. All right. And if you haven't taken the time today, guys, to say thank you, take the time after this and say thank you. Just say thank you, thank you, thank you for everything. Don't even ask for anything. Don't even ask for anything. I read something yesterday. Thank God 5 times before you even ask him for what you want. So if you want anything, don't even ask for anything yet. Just say thank you, thank you, thank you for everything that you have in your life. All right. So if you guys got value from today's call, put S.H.I.N.E in the chat box. If you guys got value from today's call, if you got value from today's call, put a S.H.I.N.E in the chat box. If you got value from today's call, if you haven't liked the video, like it, like it, like it. But with that being said, what happened? Yeah, it might be Pierre. All right, fam. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. And I'll see you guys all tomorrow for another episode of Mornings with Nano. God bless.
They just need the car key.